The right time is not too early, not too late. That's kind of obvious, but it needs to be said because too early is a version that is too recent, and too late is a version that is too old.
Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control?
So you may wonder when it is the right time to upgrade. The right time is not too early, not too late. That's kind of obvious, but it needs to be said because too early is a version that is too recent, and too late is a version that is too old. So what is a version that is too recent? Every time a new release is made, as I said, there are issues. So if you wait some time before you upgrade, you give time to the core developers to realize there are issues, and so they can fix those issues, and they may release a new version that is more stable, has less issues, and it is better for you to upgrade then. For instance, if you wait 1 month after the latest release, you give enough time to fix a lot of issues. For instance, PHP 8.1.4 was released in March 17th of 2022. So if you wait 1 month, you wait until April 17th and of 2022, that version will be more stable. So it's safer for you to upgrade then. Still, you may not need all the features, all the benefits of the latest version. You may be able to wait some more time until that version gets more stable. And that is even safer. But you cannot delay too much the upgrade. So there is another criteria for you to decide when it is right to upgrade to a new version that is not too old. So that criteria, what I suggest is that you find the latest stable release that was still published by the core developers, and use the same criteria of waiting 1 month after that stable release was made. So for instance, PHP 7.4.29 was released in April 14th, 2022. So if you add 1 month, that gives May 14th, 2022. So then it is safer to upgrade to that latest release that is more stable than the latest that I mentioned, PHP 8.1.4, which is a version that was released recently relative to the time of this recording. Still, you may have another problem, which is what can you do if you do not control the exact version that is installed in your server? The version of PHP, or the version of the operating system, or the version of web server, database server, email server. All those components are important. You need to use versions of those components and tools that are stable, do not cause issues to your application. So in that case, you should follow the recommendation that the hosting company or the operating system distribution company that controls whatever is the version that is used for each of those components in those distributions or in the server that we are using. So let's suppose that you use a Linux operating system like Ubuntu distribution, and you need to use similar criteria that I mentioned before regarding using a month of delay between the latest release and the time that you wait until you upgrade. Okay?
Can you feel it wrapped around your soul?